The last letter from my grandmother was written 30 years ago, but it was never sent. Now, I'm holding it in my hands, and it's the only thing that keeps us alive. The journal was hidden in the attic of her house, and I found it today. My grandmother, Eleanor, died 10 years ago, but her journal has been waiting for me. The pages are covered in ink that seems to shift when I look at it. It's written in a code that I can't decipher at first. I'm Maya, 28, and I've always known something was wrong with the family. But now, I have a chance to understand what happened to us. I spent 3 days trying to decipher the code. The journal's first page shows a date, 1993, but today is 2023. The code shifts by exactly 30 years. Each entry in the journal is written in the same year as the first entry. I realized the family has been living in a 30-year time loop for the past 30 years. My brother Ben, 15, is in the loop too. But why did my grandmother create this loop? And what happened that caused it? I need to find out what happened to us and why the loop started. The first entry describes a fire that never happened. My grandmother wrote about watching Ben, 5, run into the street. She said she ran the red light to save him from a burning building that didn't exist. But the details are wrong. The fire was only a flash of light, and Ben didn't get hurt. Yet the journal shows him running with his hand raised. This is the beginning of the loop. I can't remember the last time I saw my grandmother. The journal is the only thing that keeps us alive. Now I understand why she created the loop. The accident happened 30 years ago. My grandmother ran the red light to save Ben from a fire. But there was no fire. Only a flash of light and Ben running with his hand raised. The journal shows her trying to stop him, but she couldn't. She never saw him again. The next day, she started writing the journal, and the loop began. I've seen this exact moment 30 times. My brother Ben is always running with his hand raised. But I don't remember how the loop started. I need to find out what happened that day. We've been stuck in the loop for 30 years. Every day is the same. Ben runs with his hand raised. I watch him. My grandmother never speaks again. The journal shows the same page each time. I can't remember the last time I saw her. The loop started that day when she ran the red light. But I don't know why she did it. I need to find out what happened that day. I've been trying to understand for 30 years. The loop got stronger. Ben's hand raised higher each day. I could see him run toward the fire, but he never reached it. My grandmother was gone. I started writing in the journal, but the words kept changing. I kept trying to remember what happened that day. The loop became my life. I knew Ben was running with his hand raised, but I couldn't stop it. I need to find out what happened that day. We lived in the loop. Every day was the same. Ben ran with his hand raised. I watched him. My grandmother was gone. I wrote in the journal, but the words changed. I tried to remember what happened that day. The loop got stronger. Ben's hand raised higher each day. I knew he was running toward the fire, but he never reached it. I tried to find out what happened that day, but I couldn't. I need to break the loop. The loop is too strong. Ben's hand raised higher each day. I can't remember what happened that day. I tried to find out, but I couldn't. The journal shows the same page. I know I have to find out what happened that day. I need to break the loop. I have to find out why my grandmother created it. I have to find out what happened that day. The hospital was the key. My grandmother told me that the accident happened at the hospital. She ran the red light to save Ben from a fire. But there was no fire. Only a flash of light. The hospital was where the loop started. I need to find out what happened that day. I'm going to the hospital to find out. The accident was real. My grandmother ran the red light to save Ben from a fire. But there was no fire. Only a flash of light. She never saw him again. The loop started that day. I understand now. My grandmother created the loop to protect us from the trauma of the accident. She couldn't live with the guilt. The loop is the only way to keep us safe. I have to break the loop. The hospital is where the loop started. My grandmother told me that the accident happened there. She ran the red light to save Ben. But there was no fire. Only a flash of light. She created the loop to protect us. I need to find out why. I have to break the loop. I have to find out what happened that day. She told me everything. My grandmother explained that she ran the red light to save Ben from a fire. But there was no fire. Only a flash of light. She never saw him again. She created the loop to protect us from the trauma of the accident. The loop was her way of keeping us safe. I understand now. She sacrificed herself to save us. The loop is the only way to keep us safe. The loop breaks. My grandmother told me that the loop would end when I understood what happened that day. I did. I know why she created it. The loop is the only way to keep us safe. I choose to live without it. I break the loop. I find peace. I understand. I live without the loop. The accident happened 30 years ago. My grandmother ran the red light to save Ben. But there was no fire. Only a flash of light. She created the loop to protect us. I understand now. The loop was her way of keeping us safe. I chose to break it. Now, I live without the loop. I live without the fear. I live in peace.